Bridge to Better Behavior by Lawndale Elementary School District. Hello, my name is Christine Kim. I'm the principal at William Green. Here with me are Jamie Valentine, our assistant principal, and Jessica Duarte, our school site social worker. Today, we'll be sharing some information about behavior priming. What is priming? Priming is a preventative strategy used to prepare children for a situation or task by providing them with some information before the specific situation or task takes place. When do we use priming? We use transitions, for example, from changing from one activity to another. We use priming for preparing for new events and for setting expectations for your child. What does priming look like? So priming comes in many forms, but some forms of priming include visual schedules, social stories, and verbal reminders.
Visual schedules. Present this to your child when using pictures or words and choose whatever fits them. So if they understand words, you want to put words. If they understand pictures, then you want to put pictures. It is preferred that in the first spot, you always put something that's undesirable or something least liked. And then on the then box to put a reward or something desirable. Social stories are great learning tools for parents to exchange information with children. You can personalize it and make it your own by adding stories and pictures. You can use this to teach your children expectations or how to follow with a task. This is also a great positive reinforcement to increase desired behavior. So here's a quick example of what to show when we are on campus, of how to show students, or even when they are hitting you, hitting mom, or hitting another peer. It might be a great way of showing them of how they feel, how their body feels when they're angry, how does the adult feel, and then what should they do to calm down and feel better. Another great way is verbal reminders. Giving your child reminders is a good way to priming them. Giving them reminders of how much time they have left watching TV or being on their iPad is a great transition cue to a new task. Even reminding them of something unfavorable is coming to them or emotionally preparing them for, such as like, oh, in 2 hours, we have to leave to the dentist office.
When should you introduce priming? Priming can be used with any child at any time. You want to make sure as a parent to introduce priming before the child's routine or task begins in order to give them enough time to adapt and prepare to understand what's expected of them. Make sure your child is looking at any visuals that you're using. You may also feel as a parent that you are just repeating yourself, but this is actually a good way to prepare your child for what is coming next and helps them understand their expectations. Let's practice using priming. I want to introduce you to Michelle. Michelle is watching TV when she is supposed to be doing homework. Her mother really wants her to do her homework before watching TV and not at the same time. Michelle's mother did not introduce priming before the task, which is doing homework. So what should Michelle's mother do to prime Michelle? Should she A, turn off the TV and ask Michelle to finish her homework first? Should she B, give Michelle a certain amount of time left to watch TV before turning it off and reminding her of this time in intervals? Or should she C, let Michelle keep watching TV and do homework? It's too late to prime. Hopefully you chose option B. It is never too late to prime. She could give Michelle a specific amount of time, such as you have 10 minutes left to watch TV, then you're going to need to turn it off and begin doing your homework. Finally, let's introduce you to John. John is 7 years old and he really likes looking at pictures. He does not like doing chores, however, and he screams and cries to get out of doing chores. His dad wants John to reduce his crying and screaming. John really likes going for walks with his dog and his dad. John's dad decides to use this in his priming. What are 3 ways that John's dad should keep him in mind? What are 3 ways John's dad should keep in mind when priming John? So the 3 things that we learned today, if John's dad wanted to prime him, was that 1, he could use a visual schedule or chore chart to remind John of his responsibilities in the chores. 2, he could introduce a social story about why it's important to do his chores and how it makes his dad feel happy when he does his chores. 3, his dad could also give John a verbal reminder that if he first goes and does his chores, then he can take a walk with his dog and his dad, which is something he enjoys doing. Thank you for joining us for A Bridge to Better Behavior.